Hello and welcome to Book Bites. And today we're going to talk about, do the lotto exercise. What would you do if you had $100 million? But first I wanted to set it up. This particular lotto exercise comes from the book Springboard, Launching Your Personal Search for Success by the Wharton professor G. Richard Shell. Before we get into the lotto exercise, I had a seemingly unrelated question for you. Why is the Buddha fat? It's interesting, right? Because historically, the Buddha, the real man, was trim, fit, he was a vegetarian, he preached moderation and mindfulness. So why is he so fat? And if you go into a Chinese merchant store, if you go into a Chinese restaurant and you see the Buddha, why is he so fat? And the reason is because it's basically a legacy of a time in Chinese history, a period in Chinese history when weight was equated to success. So when Buddhism thousands of years ago traveled from India to China, I should say, the movement went through China and was kind of filtered through the cultural values there. One of the ideas and one of the deities there was a deity called Buddha. And Buddha is a very Santa-like figure. He's very rotund and happy and always smiling. And if you look at a Buddha, it's very much like that. He has some similarities to our Santa Claus. And the point is that this is why Buddha became fat, is because the ideas kind of digested through the cultural system within China. The point of that story is that it is a reality that all of our values, a lot of them originate in a cultural, in the existence of the culture we live in. It's not a good or bad thing. Being extra heavy during medieval times for a woman was a very good thing because you're more likely to land, you're more considered beautiful, you can land a better husband. Today in America, the opposite is often true. But the point is not that being heavy is good or being, skinny is bad or being heavy is bad and whatever. None of that's important. The important part is to acknowledge the reality that there are cultural values, that that's just the way it is. The point and the question is, what are your cultural values? Or what are your values and how do you get to those deep-rooted, deep-seated values for yourself? And that's what this exercise kind of helps you with. I wanted to go through one really quick story of a man named Kurt Timken. Kurt Timken had everything. He had, he came from a multi-billion-dollar family, went to the best schools. His family basically makes all ball bearings in the world, and he was groomed to take over. He went to these great schools. He was working on Wall Street, preparing to take over this Fortune 500 company, when all of a sudden, with all the heavy work, his wife divorced him. And it was kind of a wake-up call for him, and he started reflecting on why he was doing this. Like, why work on Wall Street? Why make these millions? He didn't need the money. It didn't make any sense to him, like why he was doing this. So he went back to the drawing board. He started thinking about what he wanted, and he actually decided he's always been so disconnected from the day-to-day living of most people. He wanted to face people and help people on a day-to-day basis. He was very fit, active, he was strong, so he decided he wanted to be a police officer, a police detective. Now, I'm not going to go into the full story. You can check it out in Springboard, but essentially, it took him a long time, a lot of difficulty, because police did not see his values as their values. They had their own values. He had Wall Street rich boy values, and they did not like him at first. But he, paid his dues and he worked really hard, and he finally became a police detective. He's a very good one. But the point is that he had a certain set of values when he started, but he started reflecting once he had this tragedy where his wife divorced him. This is something you could do without having somebody divorce you, or a tragedy of you getting in an accident or you losing someone and making you reflect on life. You can force this on yourself and think about it. That's what the lotto exercise tries to help you do, kind of stir the pot about what some of your deep values might be. So here's what it is. It's very simple. I'll read it from Springboard, Launching a Personal Search for Success. Basically, you've won $100 million. You've achieved complete celebrity status. Your finances are 100% taken care of for the rest of your life. You'll never have to worry about anything, including luxury. You can have pretty much anything you want for the rest of your life. and you're prestigious, people like you. Now what? What do you do now? What are you going to do with your life? Write it out, paragraph or two, or however long you want it to be, or however short. Write out some of the things that you would do on a day-to-day basis. Like, just kind of let your brain flow. What would you do if you didn't have to worry about money at all? And this can kind of be a clue as to some of the things you really like to do. If you wanted to, you can go share this exercise on the community that we're trying to build at Book Tales on Facebook. So go to Facebook, go to Book Tales, and you can kind of share this. I also recommend buying the book Springboard Launching Your Personal Search for Success, because you can take all these exercises and you can read deeper into the stories. Or you can go to booktales.org and order the book tale, which is a kind of a summary. We basically present the best stories, anecdotes, and lessons from the book. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you on the Facebook page where you're sharing your lottery exercise. Have a great day.